And DoorDash is finding another new way to get orders delivered. But are Dashers paying the absolute price? There is a new type of delivery where DoorDash is partnering with Waymo for grocery deliveries. And of course, how does it affect drivers? Because we all know this always benefits DoorDash and not the drivers. So in today's video, we will go over this new partnership and the details of the new delivery, the pros, the cons, and how does it affect Dashers and paying the absolute price. So Waymo has announced their partnership with DoorDash, and they're going to be delivering some grocery orders to the Phoenix, Arizona area with autonomous vehicles. So customers who place orders on DoorDash within Waymo's 315, I believe, square mile service area in the valley could be greeted with a full autonomous Waymo vehicle making the deliveries. So, of course, DoorDash will need to opt into autonomous vehicle deliveries when checking out on DoorDash for a chance at the Waymo delivery. So the service will start with orders from DashMart, which is, if you don't know, DoorDash's line of convenience and grocery stores. It will later expand to more local merchants who can opt in for this service. When a Waymo vehicle arrives with your order, you just have to open the trunk with your DoorDash app and then grab your item. So it is starting on October 16th. And if you are a Dash Pass member of DoorDash, you can get a special promotion supposedly offering for the Waymo service to get familiar with how it actually works. And wow, that is the new type of service. What do you think? What would your reaction be if a autonomous vehicle pulled up to your house and you had to go outside and grab your groceries and bring them in? Do you think that this is going to be a successful program? Okay, we'll get into my opinion a little later. Okay, so let's talk pros and cons. Let's be positive first. So it's definitely convenient for customers who like new technology, and customers can potentially get their orders more quickly. I think I read in one article, and I might be mistaken, but I think they said that customers could possibly get their order under an hour or around the hour mark. So I guess if you're looking for that quick, let me get my convenience store item or grocery item, this could be for you. And DoorDash is adapting to new technology and moving forward with all the new and latest and greatest, and being the leaders that they are within the food delivery industry. So it should be interesting. They did say that it will, if it's successful, get rolled out to more areas that have Waymo. So if you're in an area, go ahead and put it down in the comments if you have Waymo already in your area, and this potentially can come to you. You never know. Okay, let's talk cons. Okay, customers will always want a face-to-face interaction and order, and of course to blame something when something goes wrong. If the customer doesn't have a face to DoorDash, who are they going to blame for missing items or damaged items? Customers will not want to leave their house to go to a car that they get their groceries, and then they want their 10 cases of water delivered to their door so they don't have to do any of the heavy lifting. This, they still have to go to a car and lug those 10 cases of water back to their house. So is this really a convenience for those customers who want that door-to-door service? In my opinion, no. If a customer really wants that personalized experience, not only that, let's talk, because we all know, those of us who do shop and delivers, it's like being someone's personal shopper for them, right? They want them to be able to say, no, I don't want this. Yes, I don't want this. Can you get me this? Can you get me that? Like, this takes away the human interaction. I think a lot of times that customers crave and they look for, Because, like I said earlier, who are they going to blame when something goes wrong? Here's another thing for you. What happens if the Waymo gets an accident on the way to your delivery? It could happen. I mean, they're not the most efficient vehicles out there. There have been a lot of reports of things going wrong. So just be cautious if you're one of these customers who are doing this for the very first time. There's a lot of technology that's involved in this, and with a lot of technology, a lot of things can go haywire, and then all of a sudden you're out of your groceries and they might never arrive. So there still will be delays. That's not going to change. Just because there's an autonomous vehicle doesn't mean there's still not going to be traffic, accidents, road closures. That all still exists because a vehicle is still coming to a customer's house. But here's the thing, can they maneuver through these streets like humans can? I know my area like the back of my hand. I know side streets I can go to avoid traffic. I know different ways to go if there is an accident. Does a Waymo that's autonomous really know the ins and outs of all of the stuff that a human would actually know that would get the order there quicker? See, there is always a need for humanity. Is this technology the cutting edge of the future? Yeah, it could possibly be, but where's the fine line in the balance of both sides? So what does this mean for Dashers? Honestly, nothing, in my opinion, immediately. If you're in the Arizona area, I would love to hear from you and know what your opinion is of this, and do you think this is going to work, or it could be a complete disaster? If it gets rolled out to more cities that have Waymo, then it might be something to be concerned about. Is this a wave of the new future? Possibly. If it gets rolled out more and more, obviously it's going to take away some orders from Dashers. That's inevitable. But here was my thought process. I don't know about you, but it seems as though this is right now more focused on retail pickups, especially going to a Dash Mart. I personally hate, and I know hate is a strong word, so I strongly dislike doing retail pickups of any sort, because you have absolutely zero clue what you are picking up. You can be picking up 2 bags and think that it's the easiest thing ever. There was one time I had to cancel an order because it was literally 3 carts of cases of water and Gatorade. No, I'm not doing that. So I am not a big fan. The payouts, in my opinion, aren't fantastic unless you get a really generous customer. So if this Waymo partnership wants to take away retail pickups, you know what? Go right ahead, and I will happily let you do those types of orders, so I don't have to. Are Dashers going to pay the absolute price? No, maybe in the distant future. It could cause more oversaturation than what we already have. We already have enough drivers on the road, and now we're contending with autonomous vehicles taking away some of the shop and delivers or even retail deliveries. So it's taking away more order opportunities. So could it be at the price of a Dasher? Yes, there's always that possibility. Do I think it's immediately right now? No, I think they're testing the technology to see how it actually works with the food delivery industry, in this case, grocery delivery industry. Is it the way of the future? Absolutely. I'm not naive to know that this isn't the way that things are going to go, and people are always being innovative with new stuff that is coming out and how to be more efficient. The thing about this, though, is it always is at the price of something, right? DoorDash is always trying to, a lot of times, spend money to get money back on the back end. And this could mean that customers will see higher fees because someone has to pay for these Waymo vehicles. They don't just pay for themselves. So they might take away the tipping option for the customer, and the customer's like, yes, I don't have to tip anybody to bring me my groceries, but that tip amount just got swallowed into the fees that DoorDash is actually charging the customer to use this service for convenience. Do you think that there is something other than that besides DoorDash charging more fees? That's just my opinion. So that is the new Waymo partnership. What do you think about all of this? Do you think it's crazy? Do you think it's the way of the future? Do you think DoorDash drivers are going to pay a price at some point down the future? Who knows, right? This is just one example of how DoorDash is always changing. Well, are large orders going away? And DoorDash really didn't tell anybody about it. They're a little sneaky because something major happened, and you're going to want to learn all about it in this video up next. I'll see you over there.